Hello YouTube, this is the Hobbyist, and in today's mini drawing review video, I wish to briefly talk to you about the TV series I just recently finished watching, which is HBO's Oz. Now, the major thing I walked away from the show is that the prison system and the prison environment in general portrayed by the show is not there to help the prisoners. Instead, they're there to screw them up. On that note, I want to briefly touch on this general theme regarding systems we have been hearing over and over about. For example, many hold the opinion that the financial system, for example, is not there to help you physically, but instead their intention is to keep you in a forever loop of debt. And similarly, many young people hold the opinion that the educational system, meaning the college system, is not there really to help you get a better education, but to benefit only those who perpetuate this system. And I think similarly, the same thing is going on in the show Oz's portrayal of the prison system. Like from a macro standpoint, very early on in the first season, the guy who was running for governor, he decided to take away conjugal and the cigarette smoking privileges from the prisoners. And from the standpoint of a normal citizen, we can all understand where this guy is coming from. Like, he wanted to use this tax cut strategy to appeal to his potential voters, right? But when we're thinking of this issue from the standpoint of the prisoners, this decision does nothing good for them, but to entice more violence and more criminal activities. And this links to another recurring message the show keeps on reminding its audience. Like, there was a news reporter who asked the administrator of the Emerald City, Timothy McManus, how many new prisoners is Oz receiving on a daily basis? And McManus gave her his answer, which is a very large number. And then she asked, how many prisoners are leaving this prison per day? And McManus answered, not enough. And this is the point I wish to make. I think the politicians' decision of taking away the two major sources for the prisoners to relieve their violence nature is only going to benefit the general public in a short term. But in the long term, this is only going to encourage more criminal activities, hence exacerbating the very activity this quote-unquote correctional facility is looking to eliminate. And from a micro standpoint, the very same paradoxical system is going on within the prison environment. It's not like the people who are working in the prison haven't been trying their best to help those prisoners, but their good intention is fundamentally in conflict with the hidden agendas of the prison leaders. You have the Catholic nun, Sister Peter Marie, looking to talk to prisoners and really understand their mental process and help them curb their violent nature. And you have the Catholic Father Ray doing the same thing. And most importantly, you have this good-hearted administrator, Timothy McManus, running this Emerald City, doing everything he could, inventing programs for the prisoners to improve themselves. And on the other hand, you have these different leaders of the different factions divided by race, like the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood, the leader of the black prisoners, the leader of the Muslim prisoners, and the Latino leader. Their agenda is to make money and maintain control within the prison. They have no use for somebody who is capable of critical thinking. They don't need people who are looking to get a high school diploma in the prison system. And the sad thing is, the prison system cannot do away with these leaders, otherwise they would end up with a very chaotic situation. So while I was watching the show, of course I was entertained by all the dramas, by all the violence going on in the prison. But after watching the whole series, the message I received from the show is very sad. Like, all the good intentions, all the efforts went into helping those prisoners, and all the self-improvement efforts made by the prisoners are all for nothing, are all futile. And when I was discussing the message I received from the show to my girlfriend, I think I can understand her when she was very adamant on denying the correctional function of the prison system. She pretty much perceived the correctional function of the prison system as a black hole, which means that no matter how much fund you pour into this, it's never going to be enough. And her contention was that we as a society should put all the money on helping those who can still be helped. And her opinion on the people who landed in prison somehow, she thinks that they can never be saved, that they can never be truly rehabilitated and become one of the normal members of the society ever again. I think I can empathize with her coming from the standpoint of a law-abiding citizen who can never picture he or herself ever being in a prison. But while I was watching the show, I was very much identified myself with the prisoners. Like, they ceased to be fictional characters, but they were real human beings. I understood their struggles. I think the idea of them not deserving a second chance is very sad, and that all the good works putting out by the workers at the prison are futile is also very unfortunate. And I think this paradoxical take on the whole system is very similar to another HBO show, which is The Wire. I think it was the third season, where one of the police commissioner wanted to create a drug-free environment in the city of Baltimore and moved all the drug dealing activities to one segregated area, hence creating this paradoxical system, like the law enforcers creating a place for the criminal activities to transpire. And even in the fourth season, where one of the policemen, he became a high school teacher, and he wanted to help those very smart yet unfortunate black kids who happened to be born into this very rough neighborhood. I think the message in both of these two shows are similar in nature. And at the very end of the video, I wish to introduce you to some of my favorite characters from the show that I am drawing in this video. The first one is the leader of the Aryan Brotherhood named Vern Schillinger, portrayed by J.K. Simmons. He always has this kingly aura to him, and I think this attribute of his is touched on in the very last season, where in the Shakespeare drama he was picked as the one who portrays King Lear. And the second character I am drawing is the leader of the Muslim faction, a prisoner named Kareem Said. This is a very intriguing character, physically imposing, very intellectual, very eloquent, a very powerful speaker. And he has been very conscious about the existence of this paradoxical system we talked about earlier. And his intention has always been trying to help his brothers, to help the black prisoners. But like we said, all his efforts were fundamentally and ultimately futile. And the last character I'm drawing here is a prisoner named Chris Keller, portrayed by Christopher Maloney. A very dangerous, very seductive, very good-looking guy. So that's all I gotta say in this video. Please comment down below and let me know, what do you think of this show, and what is your opinion on the whole prison system and systems in general. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I upload weekly drawing videos on a variety of topics ranging from pop culture to literature. And I'll see all of you in the next one. Bye bye.